Ever wondered how those delicious mushrooms on your plate came to be? Today we're diving into the fascinating world of mushroom farming, a process that's equally enchanting as it is intricate. Step 1. It all begins with selecting the right strain of mushroom. The type of mushroom one chooses to grow determines the substrate needed, the growing conditions, and the amount of care required. From shiitake to oyster, each mushroom species has its unique characteristics and growing requirements. Step 2 involves the preparation of the substrate. The substrate is the material on which mushrooms grow. It can be anything from compost to wood chips, depending on the mushroom species. The substrate needs to be sterilized to kill off any competing organisms. Step 3, inoculation. This is where the magic starts. The sterilized substrate is then inoculated with mushroom spawn. The spawn is essentially mushroom seeds, and it's what will grow into your delicious mushrooms. Step 4, incubation. The inoculated substrate is kept in a dark, warm place to allow the mycelium to grow. Mycelium, the vegetative part of a fungus, is what will eventually form the mushrooms. Step 5. Once the substrate is fully colonized by the mycelium, it's time for fruiting. This stage involves changing the conditions to stimulate the mycelium to produce mushrooms. This usually involves introducing fresh air, reducing the temperature, and increasing the humidity. Step 6. Harvesting. Mushrooms are ready to harvest when their caps have fully opened up. It's essential to harvest mushrooms at the right time to ensure they're at their peak of flavor. Step 7. After harvesting, it's time for drying. Drying is an essential step in mushroom farming as it helps preserve the mushrooms and intensify their flavors. And finally, Step 8. Enjoy your homegrown mushrooms. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of cooking and eating something you've grown yourself. To sum up, mushroom farming is a simple yet rewarding process. It starts with selecting the right strain and preparing the substrate. The spawn is then introduced to the substrate and allowed to grow during the incubation phase. The mycelium then forms mushrooms during the fruiting stage. After harvesting, the mushrooms are dried and ready to be savored. So the next time you enjoy a dish with mushrooms, remember the journey these little fungi have been on. From spore to plate, it's a journey that's as fascinating as it is delicious. Happy mushroom farming.